This is the best morning show in the world. Is the mic on?
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another rainy, wet morning show
Yep,
this
I
morning.
prefer to be at home when it's raining. Anyone else feeling that?
Well, I was at home last week. That's why I was like ready to be
Oh, you
here.
were? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, what's going? What's kicking?
Mate, a big show this morning.
Mhm.
So much going on. I actually, but I think I just need to divert for a sec.
Okay.
So many times I tried to tell everyone what's up with my leg, and it just kept failing.
Are we doing it
Do you
again?
guys remember that?
Yeah, I do.
So I think I'll just say what's up.
Okay.
Please stop asking me, everyone. Yes, I've got a sore foot. I've had a sore foot for a while.
It's more than just a sore foot.
I'm,
You had surgery.
I'm putting it up. Ready?
Okay, yeah, I'm ready. Wow.
Okay.
Awesome.
You've seen the boot. I had a surgery. I'm recovering.
Mhm.
Yes, it's a slow recovery. 4 more weeks in the boot. No more questions
Woohoo.
for Goss.
Awesome.
Yes. All right. Now, and I bring that up because I want to say the thing that I've maybe missed most. And what do you think the thing I've missed most might be?
Surfing.
Incorrect. I've missed wrestling with my kids the most.
Ah,
Yeah.
amazing.
And so I've got a photo here of Byron. This is Byron's wrestling face. And that's a face of determination. And I know I'm weaker than Dad, but I'm going to have a crack. That's actually not a great wrestling face of his. He does better than that, but he was being silly, so we'll stick with it. But anyway, we had our first wrestle yesterday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
How was it?
Pretty good. I crushed him.
Oh, okay. I feel like that was a bit of a...
What a-
Why are
you
you
think
telling
that's a
this
flex?
story? Yeah, it's a hard up flex.
It's not a flex. I'm a grown adult.
How old is he?
He's like 5. Of course I'd beat him at a wrestle.
I don't know why you have to establish that. I crushed him.
Well, you said who won, didn't you? Or did
No,
you
I
not?
said, how was it?
Oh, yeah, well, we had heaps of fun. I crushed him. But no, I only want to bring that up because I'm sharing about a Bible hero for junior school today. And I thought we'd just touch on it with the senior school as well. Because maybe we can just go a bit deeper with senior school because they're not as
Because we can go deeper. Yeah.
Oh,
So let's
right.
just
So
go
I
deeper.
won't say something about little kids. All right, fair. Anyway, it's the story of Jacob wrestling God. And so it's an absolute mismatch,
Yeah.
as you know.
As you and your son would be.
Like Byron and I
Yeah.
is a mismatch.
Mhm.
But it was still lots of fun,
Okay.
and I crushed him. Kind of like, no, God did not crush Jacob. He limited himself, kind of like when I wrestled Byron. Anyway, I just think it's a really cool story. Is there anything that sticks out to you about that story?
Yeah, so for those who may not know this story, it's a story in the Bible of a guy named Jacob who ended up being the dad of all the Israelites. So he was had 12 sons and a daughter and heaps and heaps, the multitude was massive from Jacob. But when all that was happening, he had actually ran away from home 20 years before
Because he
that.
dogged his brother.
Because he did something really dodgy to his brother.
No,
Yeah.
What a dog.
And you can find the story in Genesis. So he's coming back home now and he's freaked out because he's got to face
afraid.
his brother. And they haven't seen each other for 2 decades, and his brothers, even though they're twins, his brother was kind of the first one out. So he was seen as the eldest brother, the birthright, the inheritance, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that at this point, before this wrestle, Jacob is
Heightened.
what is going to happen?
Heightened sense of emotion.
Yeah, because when he ran away, this is what I find interesting about the story. When he ran away, he was just by himself. But he's coming back 20 years later and he's got 4 wives. He's got so many kids.
He's got 4 wives.
Well, he does.
Well,
He's got
mate,
2
you've told
wives
me
and
something.
2 concubines.
Well, concubines aren't wives.
Anyway, so, and they've got so many kids. They've got cattle, which is how there was their wealth, all of that stuff. So all of those things matter because he's coming back to face his opponent with a tribe of people.
Well,
so it
he's
wasn't
heard
just
a rumour.
himself.
He's
And
heard a rumour that Esau's got a small army.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's fair enough. Esau might still be pretty angry.
Yeah,
So
of course.
Of course he should be worried.
Yeah.
I like the bit after this.
Mm-hmm.
So So Jacob sends his family and all his possessions ahead of him, which is a way of kind of protecting them actually.
Okay.
So they'll just be kind of taken in.
Well, doesn't he split them in half?
Oh, something like that. Hard to say. Read it for yourself. Genesis 32.
Yeah, but it is a way of protecting at least some of them.
Yeah. And so he stays on his own that night over the other side of the river, and then a stranger appears.
Yeah.
And in the Bible, when they talk about this story, they've said they call him a man.
Mm-hmm.
They call it an angel of the Lord.
Yeah.
There's like some ambiguity around who this character is.
Yeah.
And then they wrestle all night, which is just weird. Is that not weird?
It is. Like, I've thought about this, like,
It's a long
before,
wrestle.
and I think all night wrestling, like, when you're playing around and you wrestle for like half an hour,
It's tiring.
even 2 hours, you're tired.
Yeah, I've never wrestled for 2 hours, mate.
Yeah.
What's that? Is
We
that
used to
Hunter?
play, no.
You're wrestling Hunter for 2 hours.
Zane wrestles Hunter. But we used to play this game growing up where each person had like one sock on, and the goal was to take that sock off.
Never played it.
No, you wouldn't have. That's what I'm telling you.
Like a girly game.
No, it was boys as well, but it was
Oh,
so
wow.
hard to get that one. It was just 2 people. The first one to get the sock off. Alright.
What, with your toes? What is that?
With your toes. Hopefully you have your toes, yes.
Man, that sounds crazy.
You just, the goal is to try and get that person's sock off. That's the wrestle.
Yeah.
But it's tiring.
Anyway, they have this epic wrestle, and then this stranger, god, angel character, human character,
Yeah.
like it says, touches his hip socket, so he obviously does some mad power move,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. And except then it goes on to say Jacob lived for the rest of his
Yeah.
life because of that power move,
Yeah.
so maybe not that cool. And then Jacob still won't let go though, so he has been injured.
Yeah.
He's limping for the rest of his life, so that's a mad injury.
Yeah.
But he will not let go. He knows there's something special about this guy. I guess he's got that inkling because they've wrestled all night.
Probably.
I don't know.
Well, you'd recognize a person's strength after wrestling for hours and hours.
Mm.
You'd know what they're capable of.
And he says, you have to bless me. So he knows there's something special about his character. You have to bless me. I will not let you go.
Mm-hmm.
The character changes his name, calls him Israel, which means,
The character changes Jacob's name to
Yes.
Israel.
Let me go. Let me read that one. 32, I think. Verse 28. He says, you will no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, because you have striven with God and with human beings and have prevailed. As in you've wrestled, you've tried your hardest, you've locked into the battle, you're in the struggle with me, and you've prevailed.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't look like he's prevailed to me,
Yeah, because he walks out with an injury.
but Jacob then, after that stranger disappears, because he gets renamed and a blessing, and then the stranger goes away, and he renames the place, where is it? Peniel, because I saw God face to face, and my life was rescued. So he goes from this scared, afraid man to this man that's at peace, and then his brother Esau walks up, and they kind of embrace, and that's the end of the story.
And all has been forgiven.
Yeah, and you would think that in a God story that when things work happily ever after, God's just come and talked to you maybe, or done some miracle to sort you out. But no, he just wrestled all night, changed his name, gave him a limp for the rest of his life. But everything's changed for Jacob, and he just goes from afraid and looking for a fight and worried about fights and worried about the stuff he's done to a guy that can make peace with his brother, which is pretty epic.
That's
Anyway,
awesome.
it would be nice to hear what everybody thinks, but we can't. Comments are off, and that's the way it is. Have
It is a cool
fantastic day.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a great day, and we will see you again soon.
Oh, check out the art exhibition.
Oh
Everyone,
yes,
it's
it's in the library. Check it out.
Yes.
All right. See you later, guys. Have an awesome day.